Who doesn't want a 3-striker tactic that is guaranteed to get your team goals? Well, today, that is exactly what we have. GYRFM is back with another tactic, and this one is King Ghidorah, the 3-headed dragon, the 3-striker formation, the stupendous 3-striker formation. We've tested this tactic with a couple of teams. I'll show you the breakdown of how it's got on in our testing, and I will also show you guys how to build this tactic yourself. But this is all thanks to the amazing GYRFM. His links are down in the description. Please do go and check him out. And first things first, let's dive into our first test over in Portugal with Sporting Lisbon. So guys, we're just going to do a quick run through of certain stuff here, and this is absolutely ludicrous because this tactic won the Champions League with Sporting. Now, it's won the league, it's won the division. We'll touch on that in a minute. It's won the division, and they're runner-up in this cup. There's lots of trophies available in Portugal in terms of some of these domestic trophies, but it's won the Champions League with Sporting. I don't know how I feel about this, and as you can see, Pedro Goncalves is one of the best central attacking midfielders in the game, scoring an absolute hatful, 49. Yes, okay, he is going to be playing as a striker in this, but 49 goals for him in 52 appearances is absolutely brilliant. Let's talk about this Champions League run then. Let's go on to the filter the competitions, and take a look at their Champions League. Now, I will say, guys, this is all done by simulating. We just plug the tactic in, we just do it. We don't play through. We don't need to play through. We know how good the tactic's going to be. We don't need to play through. So they were in Group D in the Champions League. They were in a group with Barcelona, Wolfsburg, and Besiktas. And looking like things, they did go through in second here. Barcelona, obviously, the dominant force in the Champions League, as you kind of would expect. Then they go into the knockout stages at home with this tactic. Very, very good. They beat Inter 3-0 at home. They then lost to Inter 2-0 away. Edin Dzeko with the 2 goals there. They then progressed to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. This tactic somehow managed to beat Man City and Liverpool over the course of 2 legs. In that first leg against Man City, losing 2-1 at the Etihad. KDB with the goals there for Man City, but Pedro Goncalves getting another goal in that second leg back in Portugal, doing the business. Then they take on Liverpool. They beat them 2-1 at home. Virgil van Dijk with a consolation goal for Liverpool, and then draw 2-2 at Anfield. So this tactic, you know, it's what it's all about. It's got really good pedigree. To be perfectly honest, it's gone through Inter, Man City, Liverpool, and then AC Milan in that final to get the job done. Ibra scores for AC Milan, Slimani, and then Sarabia with a 93rd minute victory goal to somehow lift the title, lift the Champions League for Sporting. If we go into the league and expand the stages, and we can take a look at the league table, 28 victories, 4 draws, 2 losses, 107 goals scored. Absolutely blitzed the competition in terms of goals scored, and an amazing goals against as well of 36. But as I did say, we've tested this in a couple of different countries, a couple of different levels with a few different teams. Let's dive into the next one. So heading over to Italy now, we are with Napoli, and they do have, again, another set of good strikers that can really handle this. Osimhen, Mertens, Insigne. It's 3 perfect strikers for this tactic, and it's won a treble. Not only did it win the Serie A, it won the Europa League, it won the Italian Cup. Guys, you can see the trend here. This is a very good tactic, and not only did it win the league, it won the league unbeaten. 104 points for Napoli, 80 plus in terms of that goal difference. If we expand the Serie A, not only did they win the league, they won it by almost 30 points, with AC Milan coming in second. 108 goals scored again, which again is fantastic. 2 guys in the top goal scorers. Ciro Immobile on flames, 43 goals in the Serie A, blimey. It won the Coppa Italia as well, beating Sassuolo in that final, and then into that Europa League, taking out Lazio en route. But in terms of the going to the home screen, you can see here Lorenzo Insigne, 39 goals for Insigne, which is very, very good. And if we go into the tactic, this is the tactic. I will break it down in a minute. But if we go into the goals scored, Lorenzo Insigne, 39, Hirving Lozano, 25, Dries Mertens, 20, Victor Osimhen, which is a very bad return for him, 19, 17 for Milik, I assume he's out on loan, 14 for Politano. This tactic just scores goals for everybody who plays up front. We're going to head to England now, but first of all, we're going to head all the way down to the National League to prove that this can still work in the National League. Sometimes, guys, we hear what you say and we take your feedback back on, and we basically get told all the time, Steve, Gareth, you only test with top tier teams. What about the teams at the bottom? Will this tactic work with a team in the Vanarama National South or North or the National League? Well, the answer is yes. We have tried it here with Notts County, absolutely blitzed the competition as you kind of would expect. Wrexham are the team in second. Halifax and Weymouth actually are the teams that come up in second, but 118 points for them. They took the first place, the lead in the table, should we say, after game week 3, and then didn't relent. They got all the way to the first round of the Emirates FA Cup, where they were knocked out by Wigan. And they also won the Bill Base FA Trophy as well. So League and Cup double for that sort of era, that sort of area of the National League and stuff is very impressive. Looking at the league table, only the 2 losses throughout the course of the season, which again, very, very impressive. Working their way through, and some impressive goal scorers in here as well. Ruben Rodriguez with 36 goals for him. Jaden Richardson again with 18 assists. It's the best goal scoring tactic in the division and the 3rd best in terms of goals conceded. But the thing that really spawned this was using Chelsea. So let's go and see how this tactic got on with Chelsea, and then we'll get into breaking down the tactic. So we are heading into Chelsea now, and this is how things are looking. I've sorted their players on the right hand side by the number of goals scored. Romelu Lukaku, 44 goals for him. 38 goals for Kai Havertz, 19 for Timo Werner, 14 for Hakim Ziyech. This tactic is all about the goals. And with this tactic, with Chelsea, it managed to win 4 trophies. I'm going to call it 4 trophies. Yes, I'm counting the Super Cup. Don't at me. Chelsea won the Premier League. No surprises there. Winning the Champions League as well, beating PSG in that final. The Super Cup, they would have obviously beaten Villarreal. They also won the Emirates FA Cup as well, beating Arsenal in that final. 5-3. Obviously, Chelsea just lost the FA Cup final weekend just gone. Sorry, all Chelsea fans, and congratulations, all Liverpool fans, I guess. Well, might as well do that whilst I'm here. It won the Super Cup. It beat Villarreal 4-1. Obviously, this Champions League run. Let's have a look and see who they would have taken out en route to this Champions League title, retaining the Champions League title, might I add. So in a group, obviously these are different simulations, guys. In a group with Barcelona, Dinamo Kiev, and Wolfsburg, almost winning every single game. They're just drawing that 1-1 away at Camp Nou. Beat Ajax in both games, didn't concede a goal. Beat RB Salzburg 4-1 on aggregate, relatively comfortable there. Beat Liverpool 2-0 on aggregate, again not conceding a goal, and it also beat PSG in that final 1-0 thanks to a goal from Timo Werner. I'm sure Chelsea fans would love to see Timo Werner score a goal in a Champions League final, but they got the job done. So let's go in and break down this tactic. I'm going to do a quick pick of the best 11 so you can kind of see who fits in where in terms of this particular Chelsea team. So in goal we have a in goal we've got a goalkeeper, which is in this case is 𝘼𝙗𝙗 Mendy. He is a goalkeeper on defend. Guys, I will go through this step by step and break down all the instructions. If not, you want to download it, get it straight into your game, and you're playing on PC or Mac, there is a link in the description to FM Scout where you can go and download this tactic yourself and get it into the game. If you are on Xbox or something like that and you need to go through the step by step, please follow every single instruction as I'm about to go through so that you get this tactic exactly as Gareth intended. So we've got that goalkeeper as a goalkeeper on defend. Then in the right back position, Reece James is a wing back on support. No additional instructions on Mr. Reece James, and much the same in the left back spot. It is a wing back on support for Ben Chilwell as well. We then have 2 central defenders on defensive duty. No ball playing defenders here. We don't fancy anything fancy. We have a central defender on defensive duty with the additional instruction of tackle harder. Now the additional instructions, guys, are the ones with the white cog and the red circle, and you add those by going into the edit button, and then in this particular instance you are clicking this button here to tackle harder, and that is the case for both of these 2 centre backs. Then we have a roaming playmaker on support in the defensive midfield position with the additional instruction of move into channels. Now this is the guy who's going to really make this team tick. Then in front of that you have the workers, the worker bees, the guys who are going to get up and down the field for you, because there is kind of a little bit of a gap here, but don't you worry about it. In this instance we've got N'Golo Kante, potentially the best box-to-box midfielder in the entire world. He is on support duty. He comes with that roam from position instruction, but the additional ones added on are tackle harder, get further forward, shoot less often, and dribble less. And we have the exact same for Mason Mount in the other box-to-box midfield spot. Then we move into the front three. So now we move into the strikers, the three-headed monster that is this tactic. We have in the pressing forward positions, we have Timo Werner and we have Romelu Lukaku. Now they have the additional instructions, guys, whilst being the pressing forward on support, of dribble less often and shoot less often, which is a really interesting one. You kind of want your strikers to score. Not here. We set up everybody else and we score tap-ins. That is what this this tactic is all about. Havertz then is the man as the advanced forward with the additional instructions of take fewer risks, dribble less, shoot less, and tackle harder. He's going to be the man pressing those centre-back lines and trying to get the ball back and recycle it and exact all of that good stuff. In terms of everything else, it is a custom gegenpress. If you go onto your tactical style, even if you set it as gegenpress or even if you set it as clean slate, doesn't really matter, guys. Just click your way through and follow these instructions. The mentality is positive, and in possession, this is what we are looking like doing. Fairly narrow in terms of our attacking width. We are passing into space, playing out of defense as well. Slightly shorter in terms of passing directness, higher tempo. We are working the ball into the box with mixed crosses. We are also playing for set pieces, running at the defense and being more expressive. In terms of in transition, this is how we're doing things. We are counter pressing. We are countering when the ball has been won. We are distributing the ball to our centre backs by way of rolling it out to them. And in terms of out of possession, this is how we're looking, guys. We are a much higher line of engagement, a higher defensive line, a standard defensive width. We are also using tighter marking. We are triggering the press much more often, and we are also preventing that goalkeeper distribution short. So this is the tactic. This is the three-headed, three-striker tactic. Let us know down in the comments if you would use this one as well. And whilst you're down there, please do go and check out GYRFM, my amazing tactical guru. And if you do like these sorts of tactics, but this one isn't for you, there will be a playlist popping up over this shoulder in a second with all the playlists, with all the tactics that Gareth has already done on this year's FM. Maybe one of those will take your fancy. But until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you on another one very, very soon.